Deep in the heart of the Amazon rainforest lies a world few dare to explore. A place where time stands still and shadows whisper stories long forgotten. Here, beneath the emerald canopy, ancient legends, lost civilizations, and chilling disappearances collide, blurring the line between myth and reality. Today, we step into the unknown, peeling back the layers of secrecy, superstition, and silence. What truths hide behind the green veil, and why do some who enter never return? This is the big picture, and these are the unsolved mysteries of the Amazon. Let's dive in. Hidden deep, where the Amazon's jungle thins into wild grasslands, a circle of giant granite stones rises like a ghost from the earth. Known as the Amazon Stonehenge, it consists of 127 towering blocks, some nearly 4 meters tall, standing in a perfect circle more than 30 meters across. Archaeologists digging beneath these stones found pits filled with cremated human remains, strange animal-shaped urns, and delicate figurines, clues of ancient rituals long forgotten. And carbon-dated pottery hints this place could be as old as 2,000 years. But no one knows exactly who hauled these massive stones here, or why they built this eerie monument. Now, the stones align perfectly with the sun's path during the solstices, suggesting this was more than just a burial ground. Maybe it was an ancient observatory, a temple, or a sacrificial ground. Nobody knows for sure. But this isn't an isolated mystery. Beneath the suffocating veil of green, the Amazon hides more than just animals and ancient trees. It guards secrets, entire cities lost to time. For centuries, explorers spoke of strange ruins swallowed by the jungle. They were dismissed as myth, nothing more than tales of jungle madness. But with recent LiDAR scans, researchers have pierced the thick jungle veil, revealing vast geometric city layouts, complex grids, plazas, and causeways hidden for hundreds, maybe thousands of years beneath the green. And these weren't scattered villages. They were sprawling metropolises, carefully designed and bustling with life. So what happened to them? How could such advanced civilizations simply disappear, leaving no written record, no clear explanation? Some theories suggest these pre-Columbian civilizations were destroyed by disease, war, or maybe total environmental collapse. Others think they vanished intentionally, retreating into the forest's endless maze to hide from some unknown threat. And then there's the legend of El Dorado, the fabled city of gold, long sought by conquistadors and treasure hunters alike. Could these newly revealed ruins be the real El Dorado? The truth remains elusive. But this isn't the only lost city said to lie hidden in the Amazon. In the 1970s, a man calling himself Tatunka Nara claimed to know the way to Akakor, an underground city supposedly built by gods or aliens. Tatunka convinced German journalist Karl Brugger, who published the Chronicle of Akakor in 1976. The story attracted adventurers from around the world. But Tatunka was no native guide. He was actually Hans Günther Hauck, a German who vanished from Bavaria in the 1960s, leaving behind a wife and 3 children. Still, he led expeditions into the jungle, and that's when the disappearances began. American explorer John Reed vanished in 1980. In 1983, Swiss traveler Herbert Wanner disappeared. His skull was later discovered in the jungle. Then, in 1987, Christine Heuser from Sweden also went missing without a trace. And in 1984, Brugger was shot and killed on a Rio street. German police suspected Tatunka. Years later, when confronted in a documentary, he shrugged it off. Still today, no evidence of Akakor has ever surfaced, but the legend and the bodies keep piling up. But it's not just the jungle that hides secrets. Even the rivers whisper of danger. Deep in the Peruvian Amazon flows the Shanay Timpishka, a river that boils. Its scalding waters can kill anything that enters, yet no volcanoes or geothermal vents exist nearby, only endless rainforest. Some indigenous tribes call it sacred, some call it cursed. Shamans speak of Yakumama, the giant serpent spirit, said to heat the waters as a warning. Scientists today suggest underground fault lines are the cause, but the heat is too intense, too focused. No theory holds. Some say the river itself is alive, and it wants to be left alone. Now, Amazon doesn't just hide lost civilizations, it also hides creatures that defy both logic and myth. Among the most chilling is the legend of the giant anaconda, serpents said to grow over 40 feet long, thick as an oil drum, and strong enough to crush boats like soda cans. For centuries, both indigenous tribes and early explorers have spoken of these enormous snakes. Even soldiers stationed deep in the jungle have reported sightings, some with photos, others with stories of near misses that still haunt them. And yet, no one has ever captured one. No skeleton, no body, only massive skin sheddings, trails in the mud, and terrified whispers. But the sightings haven't stopped. Could these creatures truly exist by hiding in the endless green? And if so, could they swallow a human whole? Is that what the tribes fear when they warn travelers not to stray from the river's edge after dark? In the depths of the Amazon, the truth might still be coiled in silence. And it's not just the creatures that lurk in the shadows of the Amazon. There's something else, something otherworldly. Here, something is heard that should not exist. Not the cries of monkeys or the screeches of birds, not the thunder of a storm, but something else. Mechanical humming, steady and low, like an engine suspended in the sky. Loud booms, deafening, concussive yet sourceless. And voices, whispers in no known language echoing through the foliage when no one is there. Some claim these sounds only happen during blackout moments. Strange time gaps where gear malfunctions, GPS freezes, and even memory seems to skip. The Brazilian Institute for Amazonian Research has officially dismissed these claims. They cite wildlife, tectonic movement, or heat-related illusions. But there's another unsettling theory, that these sounds aren't from this world. Some claim they're tied to eerie, glowing orbs that drift silently above the treetops, unnatural lights that evade every camera and radar, unmarked aircraft appear and vanish without a trace, and people who get too close sometimes disappear as well. Is it all a coincidence, or something far more sinister is in the play? Whatever they are, these sounds defy logic. No clear source, no explanation that holds. Only one undeniable truth remains. Once you hear them, you're never the same again. Deep in the murky waters of the Amazon lurks a tiny terror, the kangaroo. This parasitic catfish, barely an inch long, is infamous for one horrifying legend. It swims up the male urethra, lodging itself inside, feeding on its host from within. But is this nightmare real, or just an eerie myth whispered for centuries? Historical tales date back to the 1800s, told by natives and explorers alike. Men would even tie ligatures around their penises to protect themselves. Some stories claim the fish can leap from water, riding the stream of urine like a sinister arrow, embedding itself painfully and refusing removal without surgery. Scientists remain skeptical, as only one modern case was reported in 1997. A Brazilian urologist claimed to have removed one from a man's urethra, but the story has some details that don't quite add up. Studies also reveal that kangaroo hunt by sight, not smell, and show no attraction to urine. So is the kangaroo a real menace, or a chilling Amazonian legend that feeds on fear? The Amazon swallows people too. In 1925, British explorer Percy Fawcett vanished into the heart of the Amazon jungle, chasing a legend he called Zid, a lost city of unimaginable riches. Fawcett was no ordinary adventurer. He was a seasoned cartographer and soldier, and he believed this ancient civilization had thrived long before any European contact. Fawcett, his son Jack, and a trusted companion set out on an expedition filled with hope and danger. But as days turned into weeks, the jungle swallowed them whole. No trace was ever found, no campfire, no footprints, nothing but rumors. And the theories about their fate are as dense as the jungle itself. Henry Coston, a fellow explorer, doubted Fawcett fell victim to hostile tribes, noting Fawcett's usual good relations with natives. Coston suspected that starvation or exhaustion claimed them. But some say disaster struck when Fawcett's party lost the precious gifts meant to win the tribe's favor, a deadly offense that sparked brutal betrayal. Others cling to the eerie discovery of bones in 1951, rumored to be Fawcett's. Meanwhile, whispers persist of a secret commune Fawcett might have sought to build, hidden far from the world's eyes. And hauntingly, a weathered signet ring of his has surfaced in a pawn shop, a silent witness to a violent and uncertain fate. So, what really happened to Fawcett and his companions? The truth remains lost beneath the canopy. Even with all the dangers and mysteries hidden deep in the jungle, one man lived completely alone. They called him the Man of the Hole. For decades, he avoided all contact, silently roaming the dense Amazon rainforest in Brazil's Rondônia state. He left behind strange, deep holes carved into the earth at every place he lived, earning his haunting nickname. He was the last survivor of a brutal genocide that wiped out his entire tribe between the 1970s and 1990s. Settlers and illegal miners had hunted them down, destroying their village and their culture. No one knew his name, the language he spoke, or even what his tribe called themselves. Despite brutal attempts to kill him, including an armed attack in 2009, he survived, choosing solitude over contact with a world that had destroyed everything he once knew. Protected by a government-designated territory, he lived by hunting, gathering, and planting, always wary of threats. He was found dead in 2022, lying peacefully in a hammock adorned with macaw feathers. It marked the final chapter of a lost people. Who was the Man of the Hole? What stories died with him in that silent jungle? But he was far from being the only casualty. In June 2022, the heart of the Amazon swallowed 2 lives. Bruno Pereira, a devoted protector of indigenous lands, and Dom Phillips, a British journalist chasing truth in the rainforest, set out on what should have been a routine boat trip. They never returned. The duo was last seen navigating the shadowed veins of the Valle do Javari, a lawless stretch pulsing with illegal activity. Days later, a local fisherman broke the silence, confessing to a brutal act and leading authorities to a hidden grave deep in the jungle. But why? Whispers hinted at a tangled web of illegal fishing, corruption, and territorial control. Some say Dom was killed simply for being a witness. Others believe Bruno had grown too bold in protecting lands that powerful people wanted to exploit. Their murders rocked Brazil and stunned the world. Even today, as the thick canopy swallows the fading light, the secrets of the Amazon remain buried deep within its shadows. What truly lurks beneath that endless green? Are these mysteries waiting to be uncovered, or are some better left forgotten? If you dare to venture deeper into the unknown, hit that like button and subscribe for more chilling tales from the world's darkest corners. Stay curious and stay cautious.